Have you ever wondered whether what you perceive around you is truly real? Or perhaps, have you questioned the very nature of your own existence? Wondered if the world you see, touch, and experience is merely a dream or illusion? What if the reality we know is not as solid as we think, but instead a fleeting manifestation of something much deeper, a hidden truth that transcends the physical realm? In this exploration, we will delve into the profound insights of one of the most revered mystics in history, Ibn Arabi, whose vision of reality invites us to reconsider everything we think we know about existence. Ibn Arabi, the great philosopher and spiritual guide, presents a perspective that challenges our ordinary understanding of the world. For him, reality is not what we see. It is a play of light and consciousness, a divine dance unfolding within the infinite fabric of the universe. According to Ibn Arabi, the world we perceive through our senses is not the ultimate reality. What we experience is tangible. This very world of objects, people, and sensations is merely a reflection of a higher, more fundamental truth. He writes in Fusus al-Hikam, The Bezels of Wisdom, "What you see as reality is but a manifestation of the one, appearing as many. Imagine for a moment that you are looking at a beautiful sunset. The colors, the warmth, the serenity, all seem so real, so undeniably present. But Ibn Arabi would ask, what if this sunset, this moment of beauty, is nothing more than a projection? What if the very colors and feelings you are experiencing are not independent, solid phenomena, but instead fleeting waves of consciousness within you?" In Ibn Arabi's philosophy, reality itself is a projection of divine consciousness. What we call the external world is merely a veil that hides the underlying unity of all things. He says, the universe is a mirror reflecting the light of the divine. This implies that everything we perceive every moment of life is simply an expression of God's essence, passing through the prism of human perception. What, then, is the essence of reality? Ibn Arabi believed that consciousness is the very foundation of everything. But not just any kind of consciousness. He refers to it as al-wujud, or being. In his view, consciousness is not a product of the brain or the mind. It is the fundamental fabric of existence itself. Everything in the universe, from the stars in the sky to the thoughts in our heads, is a movement within the one divine consciousness. Ibn Arabi's perspective invites us to consider this. What if consciousness is not something we possess, but rather something that we are? What if the very core of who you are is not separate from the world around you, but rather part of a greater, unified consciousness, an infinite presence that encompasses all? The universe exists within you, just as you exist within the universe, he once said. This is the heart of Ibn Arabi's mystical understanding, the idea that all of existence, including ourselves, is a manifestation of the divine. To illustrate this, imagine standing in front of a vast ocean. The waves rise and fall, one after another, but beneath the surface, they are all part of the same water. Similarly, we are like the waves in the ocean of divine consciousness, seemingly separate, yet inseparably bound to the same eternal essence. We are not individuals living separate lives. We are expressions of the same one consciousness, experiencing the world through different forms. This leads to one of the most radical and liberating ideas in Ibn Arabi's teachings, the concept of wujud al-adam, or the illusion of separation. In his view, the sense of individual identity, our belief that we are separate, isolated beings, forms the greatest illusion of all. The ego, the I that we identify with, is nothing more than a temporary, shifting construct within the larger expanse of divine consciousness. Have you ever felt completely alone, as if you were separated from the world? This feeling of isolation is a direct consequence of the illusion of individuality. But according to Ibn Arabi, this sense of separation is not real. It is a veil that distorts our perception of the true, unified nature of existence. When we awaken to the truth that we are not separate from the world, but rather, we are the world in its most divine expression, we begin to see that everything we experience is interconnected, part of a greater, harmonious whole. Ibn Arabi beautifully states, "The entire world is a reflection of your own soul." This means that the world you see around you, the people you meet, the events you encounter, they are all interconnected reflections of the same divine presence that resides within you. The feeling of separation dissolves, and in its place, there is unity, peace, and a profound sense of interconnectedness with all things. How do we awaken to this deeper reality, this higher consciousness that Ibn Arabi speaks of? The path is one of spiritual realization and inner transformation. It begins with a recognition that our perception of the world is clouded by illusions. We must learn to see beyond the surface, to peel back the layers of ego and attachment, and to recognize the divine light that shines through every experience. Ibn Arabi suggests that the first step in this awakening is tawhid, the realization of divine unity. This is the recognition that all of existence, from the smallest particle to the vast universe, is a manifestation of the one divine source. As we awaken to this truth, we begin to see the world not as a separate material realm, but as a living, breathing expression of divine consciousness. But this is not an intellectual exercise. It is a deep, experiential realization that arises from within. As Ibn Arabi writes in Al-Fath al-Makkiyah, the Meccan Revelations, the truth is not found by the intellect alone, but by the heart that has been purified through love. Thus, the path to knowing the truth is one of love and devotion. When we love deeply, not just the objects and people around us, but the very essence of life itself, we begin to see through the illusion of separation. We begin to experience the world as an interconnected web of divine consciousness, flowing in and through us. This is the essence of Ibn Arabi's mystical path, to dissolve the ego, to surrender to the divine, and to awaken to the truth that everything we experience is a reflection of the One. What, then, is the role of the mystic in this grand unfolding of reality? For Ibn Arabi, the mystic is someone who has transcended the illusion of separation and has come to see the world as it truly is, a manifestation of divine light. The mystic understands that everything, from the smallest grain of sand to the vastness of the stars, is a reflection of the divine presence. The mystic is not someone who escapes the world, but rather someone who sees the world in its true light. In the words of Ibn Arabi, the mystic sees the world as a mirror in which he contemplates the divine. The more the mystic purifies the heart, the more clearly the divine light shines through, revealing the truth of existence. So, what does all of this mean for you? How does Ibn Arabi's vision of reality invite us to live in the world today? Perhaps it is an invitation to awaken from the dream of separation and to recognize the divine presence in every moment. It is a call to let go of the illusion of individuality and to embrace the deeper unity of all existence. Take a moment to reflect. What if everything you have ever known, every thought, every perception, every experience, is a reflection of something much larger than you? What if you are not separate from the world, but the world is an expression of who you are at the deepest level? In the stillness of your heart, there is a space where these questions can be answered, not with the mind, but with the soul. It is here, in this sacred space of awareness, that you will begin to see the truth of Ibn Arabi's teachings. That reality is not what you think it is, but a divine dance of consciousness, forever unfolding in the infinite expanse of the One. If you found this journey into the nature of reality meaningful, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore the depths of existence, seeking the truth that lies hidden within the heart of the universe. Until next time, remember, you are not in the dream. The dream is in you.